Alright, Sunday morning, back at the shop. Got some fresh juice, some Dutches, some Red Bulls. Gonna be here all day working on the key truck beds. But I think it might be about to rain, but hopefully the rain just comes and goes and then it clears up. It's not very humid outside right now, which could be a good sign. Who knows? But the clouds are rolling in, look. I don't know how long this nice weather is gonna last for, so we'll give that a few minutes and see what happens. But let me show you guys the bedsides. So, last night I was here working on them. I didn't record much just because I wanted to get them knocked out. And I went ahead and got a bunch of highs tapped down in here, filled them, and then I primed it. And then I came back this morning just a few minutes ago and I blocked it out, and there was a high right here. So I went ahead and tapped that down, put a little skin coat on it, get it blocked, and then prime that one more time. This came out really good. No more dents, no more high spots in this. This is the back piece, so that's all good. Gonna get this ready to 2K it, do a final scruff, and then I gotta come down here and I gotta work out this, and as you can see, that was probably a little high. These all look a little high, so probably just gonna spot prime in this whole panel and then block it down so I can make sure it's all good. But it feels pretty good, so we'll see. Alright, so I wanted to paint some stuff today. However, when I was prepping it all, rain came and it rained. So I just went ahead and I got, well, this is already done. Ray did this. But this one right here, I went ahead and did body work right there where you can see the primer. Right there and down there, which you guys already saw because I recorded some of it, right? And over here, I have this back piece right here. It had a bit of a reaction when I painted it the first time, so I went ahead and scruffed off the whole reaction, and we're gonna go ahead and reshoot this. This did the same thing. It could have been stuff leaching in the fiberglass. It really could have been anything. Maybe the wipe wasn't as efficient, or maybe the towels got mixed up, and maybe something got put back on it, and essentially it contaminated it. So I went ahead and de-ate it all back down, and now it's baby smooth, ready for a sealer and some color. Then, right here, we've got the back piece. I already went ahead and did the body work right here. It only had one ding in it, so now this is pretty much good to go. This is what I was going to try to paint today, was these three things. However, due to the rain, as I said, I can't do that. So I went ahead and I set up what's going to be my booth for, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, where I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do it anyways. I also made this contraption out here. You guys can't really see it, it's behind my garbage can and my table right here, but this is for my garage door, so I can open it and I can set it on here. And if you look over here, if you look over here, you can fit 3 fans in it and probably a 4th one right there. So essentially what the idea of that is to put the fans in it and point them out so it pulls all the overspray out. And then I need to put a fan in here with a filter behind it to push positive, clean air into the booth. And that'll make it so it's a clean environment. So that's basically what I'm setting up for right now. I have to put in this last wall right here and then build a little door. But I'll do that after I have everything cleaned and ready to go, and I'll do the door last. So I'm gonna go out to Orlando though. I'm gonna pick up Josh first, but I was on Facebook yesterday and my good friend Cody sent me a link to really, really nice wheels. It's one of those deals where I didn't really want to ask too many questions because I know that for the price they're posted for, it's a really good deal. And sometimes I've found that if you ask more questions or ask too many questions, then people start, doing their own research and figuring out why it is that you're asking those questions. So for $500, I'm gonna go pick up these wheels, and they have all 4 of them. I think they have inner cracked barrels, but for me that's not a problem because I literally have like 8 barrels. Like I got like 4 right there. I've got some over here. I got some at home. Like I have enough barrels. So I'm gonna go grab these wheels and we'll check them out after I pick them up. Alright, Okay, disclaimer. This is what we would identify as a mythical marketplace pull, okay? All right, so every once in a while, I'm sure if you guys have marketplace obsessions like I do, every once in a while, you'll hop on there and see something that's listed for an insane price, and you're like the first person to see it, right? This has happened to me a couple times, and it happened again today, last night, because of my friend Cody. He's the one who got on Marketplace, and he's the one who saw it as soon as it was posted, and he sent me the link. So shout out to Cody. You're amazing, because I just got a $4,000 set of Heritage wheels for $500. See, if you've been watching the content for a while, you probably know what I want to do with these. And since the Mark II over here, the VIP Mark II over here has the carving heads on it, I think it would only be appropriate to put these on the JZX 100. Plus, I recently just got a front lip for the JZX 100. This is the S1 OEM lip, which is incredibly hard to find because it came on the Tourer V S1s, which, not as common as the S2 Tourer Vs, and these are very hard to find. I had to get this one from Saudi Arabia. That's where this came from. So I'm glad I have it now, and there's a kit on Nengun that is a plastic OEM Toyota Mark II kit. So it's reproduced, but it's not FRP. Or FPR, whatever fiberglass is. I don't know what the acronym is for it. It's one of those two. But either way, I don't want to put fiberglass lips on my car because over time the paint's going to crack, they're going to crack, and they're going to be subject to failure. If a company makes an OEM lip kit, that's what I'm going to prefer to use because it's the same material as your bumper, so the paint's going to hold up. So I'll probably end up sourcing that lip kit, but the shipping on it's like $1,000. So I have to see if my importer friend, Chris Midori, who helped me get the JZX taillights, I haven't showed you guys these yet, but he helped me import these JZX taillights. And yes, I got them from the site that everybody shops from, but what Chris did for me is that for these medium items that would cost a lot to ship through Yahoo Japan, he ships them to his warehouse in Japan, packs them up himself, and then he ships them via USPS, and it avoids the transaction fees that the company makes off of shipping your package themselves, the money they make from packaging it, and then the tariffs as well. So huge shout out to Chris for those, because now I have the taillights for this build right here, and they're not cracked, and they're in really good condition, so that's great. Either way, I'm going to be going home for the night because I got work tomorrow. Gotta wake up at 5:30 a.m. But I will see you guys here at the shop after work so I can take on these paint items right here. I was showing you guys earlier that I was working on this tailgate. I want to try to get this painted. I want to try to get these two painted, and then hopefully I can move on to the other two pieces of the truck bed of the key truck so I can get on to doing my designs. So I'm gonna go down to Zet's. I'm gonna hang out there for like 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna go home. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Alright, so I'm out here and I was working on the key truck parts because I'm painting the bedsides right now, but Zeth found FC skirts for his RX-7, so we are going to go up to Orlando and pick those up. Yeah, so I'm just going to prep the other bedside well. I wait for him to show up instead of painting the one that I prepped because I don't want to be in the middle of the paint process when he gets here. So check this out though. I did this one yesterday. It's been out here baking in the sun all day. You know, all the sun that we have. Been baking in, but yeah, it looks pretty good. It's very wet right now, but as you can see, it's glassed out. Looks fantastic. Alright, so I'm up here from work. I'm tearing down this booth right here that I made. I'm not sure if I recorded any content on me painting or not, honestly. With that booth set up in there, it's extremely tight, and I can't really move around much, and painting is already something that I'm working on getting more comfortable with. And I am a lot more comfortable now, but when I try to incorporate filming with the paint process, I'm prone to so many more mistakes, but it just gets overwhelming, right? So I didn't record a lot of the paint process, but I'm done now with the sides of the bed. I'm gonna be wet sanding these down here in a couple days and then doing some airbrushing on them with Josh, but I want to come out here and show them to you guys because they look immaculate. So, as you can see, nice and glassed out. I did these two last night, and I did this one the other day. There's a couple nibs and stuff in here, but that's not a big deal. Really what I'm looking for is full coverage with the color, and also flat clear coat with no dry spots. And as you can see here, this is very flat clear coat with no dry spots and essentially no orange peel. I mean, this is like, I mean, look at that. I mean, that is damn near perfect. Look at that. So these are looking great, but I gotta go back to work, so I'm gonna let these keep baking out here in the sun, and then I'll catch up with you guys later today. Alright, so I went ahead and sanded down this bedside, and I also went ahead and sanded down this bedside right here. Tomorrow when I get here, I'm going to sand down this bedside, but as you can see, it's extremely flat, and it's ready for other colors and inner coat, and then obviously more clear coat. So tomorrow's going to be a long day. Josh is going to come up here, and we're going to work on these all day, and the truck all day. It's a 3-day weekend, you know, so I'm going to get ready to head out of here. And then I will see you guys back here in the morning. The party has arrived. What's up, bro?
Brother.
Alright, so I got the key truck in my shop now. Last week I started reorganizing the shop. When I started doing it, I really had no idea that it was going to serve a purpose later, but this is usually how things work with me. Like, I get the drive to do things like intuitively, and then they always end up lining up later somewhere in the cycle, and whatever I did was necessary to making things the way they are now. So what I'm talking about is I took my shelf that's up there and I moved it from the back of the shop. It was back there for almost 2 years. I don't know if you guys remember that. And then I bought that paint cabinet over there like a month ago, and I had that back here. But then I realized that if I took the paint cabinet from back there and I moved my welding cart into the bathroom, which there's enough space for, honestly, like it's right there. I could still get to my bathroom, whatever. Then I could push my Mark II all the way forward, which means that the key truck can fit in here. So with the key truck in here, I have enough space to move around still. I got my paint cabinet moved up to the front, which is awesome. So now I know that with it being on wheels, it can still get underneath that and go back there when I'm done. But for now, until we finish this, it'll be inside my shop, safe from the elements. All of the scuff work that we got done won't get affected because, believe it or not, the acid and rain can get into all of your scuff and sanding and everything that you did, and it can ruin it. So it needs to stay in here now. Plus, everything is organized in a way that I can now move around my shop and have 2 vehicles in here, which is just crazy. But I've got Domino's right here. Look. They came out with a stuffed crust pizza, and I'm just going to eat a slice, and then I'm going to take care of this, and then I'm going to go home and play some RuneScape. Alright, I'm back. So now that I got the key truck in here, as well as the JZX81, and they actually fit, the next thing I need to do is clean up around this arrangement, because now that I know that they fit in here, which isn't something I knew before yesterday, I actually have to make it so I can like cohesively work in here. But I honestly think that things are coming together a little bit better than I initially envisioned. Like, I think that this paint cabinet right here might be the best place for it to stay. But the Mark II is significantly wider than the key truck, so I might sing a different tune when I push the car back up here. It could also just go right here, then I'd have to move all my flags and stuff. But that doesn't matter. What it's all about is having an efficient workflow, because the more efficiently you can get things set up, the more on task you can stay. And that is the goal of all this. Even though I've been here for like 4 years, I really need to get it to a point where I can walk in any day and be like, yo, I'm pulling an engine, and then pull everything out. Or I'm painting a part and then be able to pull everything out. Or anything else that you guys see that I do on here. Part of what slows it down so much is the lack of organization and having things in a spot where they stay permanently and then go back to once I'm done using it. So, with that being said, let's start organizing. And yes, I got something in my eye again. That's why it looks like I've been crying. Don't worry, I haven't been crying. I got something in my eye. And that happens a lot. Even though I wear safety glasses. But it's okay, because we're rolling on. I'll get it out eventually, and then it won't look like I got jabbed in the eyeball. So let's clean up.